All right, everyone. Thanks for coming to the Sugar House Community Council, the August edition. Just a reminder, all questions will be handled in the chat, so feel free to ask whatever you would like, and we'll try to answer them. We're still working kind of the hybrid model, so we're just going to stay on Zoom for a little while. It's convenient for most folks and really convenient for the city folks that we invite to come in. So just a couple of announcements. Yappy Hour is Tuesday, August 9th from 6 to 9 at Fairmont Park. The Wells Fargo building in Sugar House at the corner of Highland Drive and 21st South is sold. So I'm assuming we'll start hearing from them sometime about what their plans are. The corner of, let's see, on 700 East and Simpson, there's a apartment unit going in. She's going to come next month and kind of show us her plans. It's all within zoning right, but she's kind enough to come and show us what she has in mind. And then also we learned about 4 or 5 hours ago, the Thriving in Place team won't be here tonight. 2 of them have COVID in California and they don't feel well. So they asked to come back in September. So I'm sorry if you came just to see them tonight, but it's a really interesting idea. So let's just move on to the secretary part. Shane?
No big updates from me. The only thing I wanted to make everybody aware of is I did record our recent update of the bylaws with the city. So they have a copy of those and they will post those on the website. We're going to post a copy of them on our website as well. There was one small change from the last the version that we last voted on, and that was just an update of the address. We updated the address of the organization. It was outdated, so the address is now correct on the version of the bylaws that'll be posted on our website. And that's consistent with what we have recorded with the Division of Corporations as well. Otherwise, nothing else from me.
Thanks, Shane. I think Erica posted them today. Is that right, Judy? Okay.
What about minutes?
I'll get those out tomorrow, and I'll do this one too. Sorry, it's been a little busy. Well, I mean, we're all just volunteers. Mike, Mike, you want to do a treasury report while you're driving across Nevada?
Yeah, I'll try my best. Can you hear me up?
Yeah.
Crazy. Just check the balances. Got the 7,009. Let's see. For June, we have sense of.
Hey, Mike, you're cutting out. Just text me the numbers, and I'll say it for you.
Also, the
Okay. Thanks. All right, now we're going to move to the fire department.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi, my name's Dallas Sharp. I'm a captain with over here at Station 3. Thanks for taking the time and letting us kind of come in and do this.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. This is new for me, so hopefully you can all hear me and everything. So with usually what we do is kind of go over the different calls that we went on here in July. At Station 3, we went on 71 fire calls, 192 EMS calls, for a total year to date just for the station is 1,445 calls, which is about average of what we did last year. I kind of looked at that. Overall for the city, though, we're at about 20,472 calls for everything. That's about 2,500 calls above last year. Some kind of safety notes and some things that we're wanting everybody to kind of think of and keep in the back of their head is the first day of school starts August 19th here for Salt Lake City. Just maybe remind everyone to give themselves a little extra time. We're going to have all those little kids out walking to school and doing those kind of different things. We've already had some fatal car accidents here. We'd hate for any of that to happen with all the kids coming out. So just give yourself some extra time, kind of keep your heads up. We, for Salt Lake City, have a recruit school that's starting actually next Monday, the 8th of August. It's going to be 20 recruits for Salt Lake City, 3 for Sandy, and 3 for our partners with South Davis. So we're really excited about that. And then another big thing is Prometheus and Athena. Hopefully everybody, if you haven't heard of these are actually great classes if you're wanting or know someone that wants to get involved with the fire department. Anywhere from 16 to 20 is the age range that we're kind of shooting for. Prometheus is for all the young men that want to kind of see what we do, and it's a great day. You come out and we do all kinds of different things. We get you in gear, you wear our SCBAs, the things that we wear on our backs, you get the face pieces, you actually see live fire. They do a lot of rappelling and those kind of things. So Prometheus is September 17th. And then Athena's for the young women that want to come out and do the exact same thing we do. And that's September 10th. You can sign up on slcfire.com. Like I said, the age ranges are 16 to 20. If you're under 18, you'll just have to have your parent or guardian sign for you. And that's basically what I've got for you.
How are the fireworks?
Not too bad. This year we did some auxiliary extra shifts for those. We did have a few fires out on the west side of the city. We've had quite a few fires out there, and I don't think anything as far as regarding fireworks. So we really appreciate everybody's diligence. I know we've had a lot of signs out and everything, but so far everybody's done pretty good. So knock on wood, we kind of continue to do that.
Great. Thanks for coming tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right, Sam, you ready?
Yes, sir. Good to be back. Good to see everybody. Just before I start, just a reminder, if you have any questions for me, please put them in the chat and I'll monitor that and then get to them so that I can answer anybody's questions while I'm going over the stats. I'll give you some time to put some questions in there. And then also, as I usually do, I'm putting in my information in the chat and some helpful links. So just a quick update on the way I pull stats. I'm going to start pulling them directly from the website. So anything I talk about here, you guys will be able to have access to it directly on the first link that I put in the chat under the online stats. And you guys can kind of delve into them a little bit deeper than I'll go into them if you'd like. But on that note, apparently they don't get the updated stats for July until 8 days or 10 days into the month. So since we didn't get together last month for stat-wise things, I'm just going to go over June stats because that's all I have, unfortunately. So we'll just do that, and we might have to just do it on a 2-month lag instead of a month lag, basically. But so for the month of June, we had 261 Part 1 and 2 crimes in Sugar House, or 269, excuse me. And again, all these can be found on our website, but those are essentially anything from like aggravated assaults, burglaries, homicides, thefts, motor vehicle thefts, all the way to like property offenses, things like that. So of those, the top 5 calls in Sugar House were larceny and theft related calls. So not super surprising just because of all the different shops you guys have up in there. There were 113 of those. So that was definitely the majority of the calls in Sugar House. Other assaults, which are basically just like simple type assaults, up to and including like threats, things like that. There were 25 of those. There were 16 motor vehicle thefts, which is a little surprising because actually that's pretty much down throughout the city right now. So just a good reminder to make sure we're locking up our vehicles, taking everything, make sure the keys aren't in there, things like that. And sometimes, unfortunately, they still get stolen, but that not a super high number, but surprising. And then along with that usually goes with frauds. So there were 16 frauds and then 13 vandalisms in the month of June. So essentially, those are the stats again. So you can go online to our website and you can find all these stats that I go over. I want to remind everybody of our online reporting system. If it's something where you don't really have suspect information, even if you have video, that's okay too, you can upload it. But if you go online to slcpd.com, you can click on file an online report. You can do lots of different kinds of reports, and you don't necessarily have to wait around for an officer to call you or respond to your address if it's not something super pressing. And of course, you are always welcome to call us as well. And then another update, we've got the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit signs are starting to get switched over throughout the city. So that's a good thing. And I know that our motors are pretty much out starting to enforce that more, where they have the speed signs up, because those do have to be up, obviously, for people to be warned of the new speed limit. But as those go up, we'll start seeing more enforcement of that. So that'll be good for the neighborhoods and the areas where that's going down. And then also, just a reminder to everybody, please download the SLC mobile app. Sometimes it can be frustrating. It kind of feels like nothing happens, but I promise you it's super helpful for me as your DCLO, as your community liaison officer, to have you guys put things on the app. And the app is pretty versatile. You can use it for like uploading speed complaints. You can use it for uploading parking issues. You can use it for uploading concerns regarding homelessness, abandoned shopping carts. There's lots of different things you can use it for. The main thing I'd say it's probably used for is just the concerns regarding homelessness. So if you got camps going up near your neighborhood, or camps that are up in parks, things like that, if you put it up there, every Thursday we have meetings about all those different things. And if you contact me, I can kind of drive our resources to those a little bit better when we have the SLC mobile tips coming in. So that's super helpful. So
Hey, Sam, we're getting a few emails about the RVs that are parked down by the Boys and Girls Club.
yeah,
I think Tim might touch on it as well, but I think we put it in the the app.
okay. I'm definitely gonna, so tomorrow's meeting, I'll bring those up for sure and get
Okay.
those on the radar. And then also, if you do have vehicles, you can also call our compliance division. They can come out as well and kind of mark them and like work on like kind of what we did at Fairmont Park, basically.
Okay.
So if you call, you can also contact our compliance division and do that as well. Again, so if you do it through the SLC mobile app and you do like a parking complaint, it goes directly to compliance. So that is also helpful there too. But I will bring it up in my meeting tomorrow as well.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we'll get that on the radar for sure. So let me go to some of the questions.
Yeah.
16 vehicle theft sounds high. What's a normal vehicle theft in a month? So the way they're pulling these stats, it's kind of new for me. So I'm not 100% sure what like the average is. I know it's down throughout the city, like citywide. But I can definitely look into it more and get back to you on like what a normal range is. Like I said, it sounds a little high to me as well. So again, it might just be because the summertime, it's a little bit busier, and there's a lot of both residential and business in Sugar House. So you guys are probably area-wise my largest district by far. So there's a lot to cover in that area. So that might also be part of it. It's just that you guys are just much larger. I don't know what the timeline is for the posted speed signs. I just know they're working on them. Obviously, there's going to be like hundreds of signs they're going to have to switch out throughout like all of the city, but they will be. I mean, they've started doing it, so I don't know what the timeline is exactly on that. As my understanding is that yes, the neighborhood streets are all going to be reduced to the 20-mile-an-hour. To the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. So I don't know if it's every 25-mile-an-hour, but I do believe it is every neighborhood for sure, to answer Sally's question. And Tim gave a pretty good answer in there too. Catalytic converter thefts. So we actually just started changing a little bit in the way we report, or that we take a report on a catalytic converter theft. So they've added what we call an NCIC code, so we can actually track that very specifically, like if it's a catalytic converter theft. But they just started doing that, I want to say in the last maybe month or maybe week or two, so pretty recent. So that will be tracked a little bit more closely for actual just catalytic converter thefts. But I would say it's still something that's happening, still something I get from time to time. On things that are happening, on people getting their catalytic converters cut off. So again, it's one of those things where most of these crimes are crimes of opportunity. So if you can try and park your car in a garage or a very well lit area, things like that. Those all help. Obviously, they don't 100% mitigate anything, but it can certainly help with those things. And sometimes they're just super brazen. They do it right in the middle of daylight, in the middle of a parking lot, and they don't care. So if that happens, call 911, tell them there's people cutting a catalytic converter off, and thefts in progress are definitely a higher priority call, and they generally get answered a little bit faster if it's like an in progress type thing. So yeah, if they're brazen enough to just do it right out in the daylight, then call 911 and let us know, please. Are there any other questions or anything I can, so I put my email up there as well. You guys are welcome to contact me or give me a call and leave me a message if I'm not at my desk. I usually get back pretty quick to people unless I forget to text you back, Landon, sorry.
All right, Sam.
But I'm usually pretty quick about getting back to people. So if you're having a problem in your neighborhood, reach out. I can try and find some resources, and don't hesitate to call us or at least to file an online report, even if it's something simple like your car got rummaged through and you're like, well, not that big a deal. Like, please just at least do an online report for us, because it helps me be able to drive my resources to the hotspot locations. And that's pretty much Salt Lake, because Salt Lake City PD is going completely to a kind of a hotspot driven type. It's called the stratified policing model. That's what we're going to. And so when you guys call and we see those numbers go up, then we can start saying, okay, this is a focus area. We're going to focus on this area hardcore now. And so it helps us. And in helping us, you're helping yourselves. So feel free to call us. Don't hesitate. I know sometimes it's frustrating when our patrol can't get out there super fast, but I always tell people at a minimum, it'll kind of get you an extra patrol through your neighborhood because the officer will drive through, or at a minimum, it'll be like a pin on a map for us, for me, where I can kind of drive my resources. So it definitely is helpful. Let's see one other.
Well, thanks, Sam. And thanks for everything.
Absolutely.
I have a quick question or comment on that.
Sure, Chris.
I notice on the neighborhood app, a lot of people just sit on there and complain about thefts and cars being rifled through and things like that. It might be worth putting a note on there and saying exactly what you just said here about the stratified policing thing. Don't complain about it on Nextdoor. Phone the police and get a pin put in the map.
Yeah, 100%. We don't monitor Nextdoor. So
Exactly.
yeah, definitely. We're not going to know if it's on there. So yeah, super great point. Just please, even if it's just an online report, I completely understand you don't want to wait around all day. I get that, but just an online report will take you probably 5 minutes and it'll be super helpful for me.
Sam, you don't want to see the other stuff on Nextdoor.
I have it in my community too. So I feel you.
Well, thank you. If you put your contact info over, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll put it one more time so everybody has it, just in case anybody came on a little bit after.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You guys have a great evening.
You too. All right, Tim.
Hi, Landon. Hi,
Hi,
Sugar.
Tim.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate Sam talking about the new 20-mile speed limit signs going up throughout the city. Yeah, that will continue through August. I think there's like 575 signs going from the 25-mile-hour speed limit down to the 20 as part of the traffic calming measures. And we really hope it will save lives and get people sharing streets more responsibly with other users of our roadways. Let's see, Public Utilities also announced that there's a new program called Turf Trade. It's part of the water conservation program, but you can actually go into the public safety building off 1300 South and West Temple, and you can buy a 5-pound bag of grass seed that has been developed through a partnership with the city and Utah State University and the Water Conservation Alliance. They put this hybrid grass seed together, but it'll drop your water use down by 30%. So there's information online. I'll put the links in there. You can pick it up. It's just part of a larger initiative with the water conservation. A lot of the grasses, turfs that have been put in over the years aren't real water water wise use or conscientious about the use of water. So that's another way to help conserve the water that we don't have. I'll put links for the road construction update. I know Lynn Jacobs isn't going to be here tonight, but I also wanted to introduce and give my time to our ADA coordinator, our American Disability Act coordinator, Ashley Litchfield. Ashley comes to us, comes to Salt Lake City from Arkansas. She has a master's in public administration. She worked for the Disability Advocacy Arkansas Center for Excellence in Development Disabilities there for years. I know because I love the outdoors and she loves the outdoors. It was exciting to have her come join our team. She's an avid paddleboarder, as am I, and loves to rock climb and go hiking. But she's been working a lot with pedestrian safety and a lot of the challenges that we face in our city with the ADA. And is she on?
Yeah.
Yes, Tim.
So I'll turn the rest of my time over to Ashley. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tim, for that kind introduction. As Tim said, I am the ADA coordinator here in Salt Lake City in the mayor's office. And I really just came today first to introduce myself to you all, but also to tell you a little bit more about the Salt Lake City Accessibility and Disability Commission. The commission itself advises Mayor Mendenhall and City Council on all sorts of issues affecting people with disabilities in Salt Lake City, and just really overall ways that the city can improve and enhance accessibility and the experience of the disabled community. Right now, we have 10 members on the commission, but we have spots up to 15 members. So we have 5 vacancies right now. And so that's kind of why I'm here, in part to tell y'all about the commission itself, but also to kind of recruit some new commissioners. And so just a little bit of information about the eligibility qualifications for the commission. We're looking for people who either have a disability, who have experience working with a person, people, or just disability in general, or who are affiliated with any sort of organization that provides services to Salt Lake City residents with disabilities. We meet the 4th Thursday of every month from 3 to 4:30 p.m. We meet at the City County building. ASL interpreters are provided, and members of the public can join that commission meeting by coming to the City County building, and then commissioners have the option to join virtually right now. You can also find more information online at the SLC boards and commissions page. I'm going to put that link in the chat as well. So that the link I just dropped in the chat will take you directly to the Accessibility and Disability Commission page. You can also find the application there if you're interested in applying for our commission or any other board or commission for the city. And then I also believe that our vice chair, Amy Carmen, should be on this call as well. Amy, if you're there, is there anything I'm missing or that you'd like to include about the commission?
I have attended these meetings, and I think the Sugar House Community Council is pretty amazing. I've been on the Disability Commission for about 5 years, and it's a great program for services for the disabled in our community. And I hope that you'll spread the word that we would love to have people join. just as Ashley mentioned. Please, if any of you have questions, email Ashley. And I just live in neighboring Wasatch Hollow Community Council. And so I'm pretty much in your neighborhood and know some of the people here. So I hope everyone will get involved and let us know if anyone's interested.
Yeah, I just dropped my contact information in the chat. It's super easy, ada@slcgov.com. If you have any questions or anything relating to accessibility or disability, please do reach out to me. I really enjoy moving our city forward on these issues, and I can only do that with the voices of the community. So that's why I'm here today, chatting with y'all. So I can introduce myself and just tell y'all a little bit more. So I'll stop there and see if anyone has any questions for me, and if not, I'll turn it back over to Tim.
Hey, Ashley, welcome to Utah #1. And if you send us that information, we'd be happy to put it in our newsletter to help you find board members.
Perfect, I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Tim, do you have anything else?
Thanks, Ashley. Just one other thing.
Yeah.
Our office, community outreach, we're all the community liaisons we cover for the mayor across the entire city. We started a new initiative where we will be doing community office hours. So we'll be coming out to your neighborhood. I'm starting off with one over at the Hive on August 16th from 2 to 4, right, Landon, 2 to 4?
Right.
And we're just setting up a table and answering questions, providing information. So if you're out and about and want to talk policy or issues that I can help communicate to the mayor, we're excited that we're going to be coming out to you in your neighborhood this way. It's just kind of a fun, proactive way that we can go out and talk to people about the issues that you're concerned about and the quality of life. So August 16th at the Hive from 2 to 4. I'll post it.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Ash. Thanks,
Welcome
Ash.
back to the country.
Thank you.
Let's go. Sarah's Momentum Recycling here.
I don't know if they're here yet. We said 7:45. Is Jason here?
I know, I'm sorry. With Thriving canceling, we're flying. We're gonna be out of here by 8.
Ryan, yeah, maybe do one more and then
Yeah.
I'll take him. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So we're
you.
gonna- Sure. We're gonna hear from Andrew Smith, who's gonna give us a Parley's. He wanted to come give us a Parley's Mine update. He's in Hawaii, so
Tough duty.
and yeah, right.
Hello,
Go
everybody.
ahead, Andrew.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you share the screen? And I have a document to post.
We're working on it.
Okay. I will be cutting and pasting it, putting it in the chat right now.
Did you get it, Brandon? Yeah, you should be able to share now, Andrew.
Doesn't look like I can paste that whole thing in there for some reason. Not too big.
If you send it to me, I can send it off to everybody.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Brandon, and everybody that's on. Let's see if I can share this now. Hit share. Everybody see that? The update says the fight isn't over and stop the gravel pit.
Yep.
So we've got some interesting things going on. Let me get this over here. Dogum, over the last several months, they're still considering the new small mine operation NOI, which is the notice of intent. Last week, they said, due to the complexity of the granite construction I-80 South Tree Farm small mine notice of intent hearing, informal hearing rather, the division will issue a decision in a reasonable manner according to that rule, not within the 10 days previously indicated. The division acknowledges the concern and high profile nature of the mine location and appreciates the input received, which has been considerable over the last several months. As you all know, if you've been on this a month or two ago when we've been discussing it. What is still required, what we are asking, is public support letters to Dogum and the board. They're still needed to show that we are supporting them in denying this small mine NOI. Send your letters to Julie Carter. You can sign, there's a new petition that the Utah Physicians of Healthy Environment and have come up with, and they have a link in there to sign that and to also send letters to Granite Construction, which is now the main operator for this proposed, will be the main operator for this proposed mine. Their link is full of great information to get you all caught up again, and there's the link for the signing the petition and sending letters. Another good point is Salt Lake County is positioned to stop any premature mining operations in the Pardey's Canyon, that proposed area. There's still several things that would have to go on and have to be accomplished by Granite and the tree farm people. And the Salt Lake County knows this, and air quality and water rights and UDOT right-of-ways and several other kind of impacts types of things. But then there's the conditional use permit at the county. They're standing kind of positioned and prepared. We're asking for editorials and op-ed letters to the newspapers and other outlets. There's been numerous things, these types of letters over the last month or 6 weeks. More of them could be needed and should be written to voice your opinion. Number 4 item is writing the legislature, voicing your concerns for any kind of mining operations in populated urban areas. Mining causes all kinds of problems and pollutions, and there are some proposed mining amendments that are coming up in the legislature right now, which would be sometime when the next session is, mostly 2020, early 2023. But now's the time to express your opinions and oppositions. You can find all the different legislatures, yours that are in your area, all of them throughout the whole state. There's a link that you'll be able to see there. Sand, gravel, and limestone is abundantly found across Utah and does not need to be in our urban areas. This has been mentioned a few times. I don't know how, to me, that's a pretty important fact that it doesn't need to be right near a population, doesn't need to destroy the Pardey's Canyon or any other area that is close to a population. It's abundantly found across all of Utah, and it should be where the growth is going to be, which really isn't Sugar House, really isn't Mill Creek. It's way south Valley, Utah County, Washington County, down in St. George area. There's other areas where the main growth is. We're also looking for good locations for banners and signage to go up and show that stop the gravel pit and save Pardey's. We noticed that this overwhelming opposition over the last 6 or 7 months, that there's been so happy that there's been this great support for what we're trying to do. We're asking for additional good locations. If you have any questions, let me get back to the Zoom here, and I can see if any questions have been posted, or I'll answer them right
Hey,
now.
Andrew, can you share this with me so we can put it on our website?
Yeah, I'll send this to you, and
Okay,
that could be the website.
thank you.
And my email's at the bottom if anybody knows of a good location. For instance, just on that subject, as you look up above the Walmart and you see Scenic Drive up along Foothill, all those nice big balconies could have a nice 25-foot banner. That's what we're trying to find, is locations like that. I don't know anybody who lives there, but any leads on that would be very helpful. So, and I'll send it. I'll try see if I can paste that in the. It's probably not going to work because maybe it's too much to have to go in the.
If you just send me the document, we'll put it on our website so these guys can get it. Someone's
Okay.
asking about how to get yard signs.
You can send me an email. I'll put my name and the email in there. There are some yard signs. You've seen them going up. Some of you might even seen them going down because they've been stolen. So go figure.
Well, thank you. Thanks for cutting your vacation short to hop on tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
for
welcome. Anytime.
having me on. Okay,
Have a good night.
bye.
Okay, Sarah and Laura, you guys should be able to unmute yourselves. Oh, yeah.
Are we ready? Can we hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead, and I'll present for you.
great. So I'm Laurie Gray, and Sarah Woolsey's on here, who is the leader of the Fairmont Friends of Fairmont. Boy, I'm going to stumble already. And Jason Utgard, I hope I'm saying that right, is here from Momentum Glass Recycling. So we're going to talk about the dumpster in Fairmont Park, the glass recycling dumpster, which there's a nice photo of it. If you don't know where it is, it's the entrance on 9th East to Fairmont Park, not too far from the state park. So this is what we are addressing. We want to have this dumpster painted with a beautiful mural. And the next slide is one of the mural at Sugar House Park. This was painted by Josh Sherman. He's painted murals all over Salt Lake City, including that historic one that's by Sugar House Coffee. And Momentum, according to what I've heard, had a budget to have some of these done previously, but now they don't. So we are applying for a Salt Lake City Arts Council grant, which requires matching funds. But first you might ask, next slide, Sarah, why paint a mural on a dumpster? So first of all, it raises awareness about local glass recycling. I think it's easy to mistake these dumpsters for any kind of garbage, but it'll make people aware that it's there to begin with. And it will make the community proud to host a drop-off location. Obviously, it supports local artists and creates public art. Research has shown that murals create a neighborhood people want to take care of. It can inspire change in the neighborhood. Obviously, it beautifies the space. It encourages you to slow down and notice your surroundings. And it can express values. So our plan for the art on the dumpster is to show, nature and the beauty of Fairmont, and that we do have the value of preserving nature and history in Sugar House. Murals can tell the community a story, and interestingly enough, having a mural either on a wall or dumpsters really can reduce the occurrence of graffiti. All the new murals at Sugar House, there's only been a couple times they've had graffiti on them, and they're immediately painted over, and then they're not bothered again. It's as if the graffiti artists are respecting the art of other artists. So it's definitely a way to beautify the area and raise awareness. And what's the next slide? So these murals, or these dumpsters actually rotate between different parks. So there's 4 parks, Sugar House Park, Liberty Park, and Rotary Glen, which is in Integration Canyon. Apparently they picked I've never seen this happen, but apparently they pick the dumpster up and haul it away, and they leave another one there. So part of applying for the grant is that we have to have a event to reveal the mural dumpster. We haven't planned exactly what that will be, but part of that will depend on the funds that we raise. It doesn't have to be a fancy event, or it can be a fancy event. And I'm going to let Sarah take it from here. She's going to talk about the budget.
Excellent. And I want to just acknowledge Jason Otgard from Momentum is with us. Do you have anything you want to say about the mural rotation or the other bins? I want to just give you a second.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm on vacation as well, and stepping aside just to join everybody tonight. Yeah, so the dumpsters do rotate. Right now we have 8 dumpsters in this rotation with Salt Lake City, and this one would be the 4th dumpster. We have another one that's kind of queued up with the city, but we went back to kind of redo the design, so it might be the 4th or the 5th. And so we're hoping to have all of them done, so then the park can be a host of a so to speak, traveling art exhibit. And so once we find enough sponsors for the other dumpsters, then hopefully the park will be a host of one of the kind of traveling exhibits, if you will.
Thanks, Jason.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I'm Sarah Wilsey with Friends of Fairmount Park. Thanks for the opportunity to present. We have 2 committees, the Arts and Culture and the Post committees that are part of this activity. I had seen that Sugar House dumpster, and I got dumpster envy. I wanted a beautiful dumpster for Fairmount Park, which continues to transform and be a beautiful place. And to tap onto Lori's amazing mural projects, this we feel like is a perfect opportunity. Momentum has been generous to participate in this beautification, and it does cost to do the work. So this here represents the budget for the mural transformation. So going from that blue, ugly dumpster into something very beautiful, this is the budget. So I'm not sure where our total is, but basically between all the activities, the artist paint labor, and then depending on how much we'd want to spend on an event, the Salt Lake Arts Council would like us to spend that. That would total about $4,100 total. And here we go. There it is. For $4,100 to $4,500 total for the dumpster mural transformation. We're going to make a request for matching funds, hoping that the council can contribute. We're looking at asking for $1,050 to $1,250 from the budget, which is a significant amount, and we realize that. Friends of Fairmount has pledged $500. We're looking at business and citizen donations for another $500, and then we would be matched. Once we have our pledge for our 50%, then the Salt Lake City Arts Project, we'd apply, and then we'd only draw on those funds if we were awarded. In-kind contributions, which can't be counted in matching funds, we want to make sure that's understood. Obviously, Momentum's doing a lot in terms of the physical labor of the dumpster. And then the committees would select the mural artist and make sure that was done in a way that really honors the mural culture of the Sugar House Council and Sugar House. And then we would help lead the event planning when the dumpster was done. And then obviously, like we do, Friends of Fairmount, we watch out for things in our park. We make sure they're used appropriately, and we'll get people excited about what's happening. So that's our request. We're raising our matching funds now. November 18th, the application is due. We would have our award announcement in January, and then the matching funds process could go. And then they'll give us 50% award in spring 2023, and then their final payment to us would be after the project is complete. So that is the information. Lori, I'll pass it back to you for sort of logistics and the next steps. But we'd happy to answer any questions. Again, Jason's here, Sally's here, Lori's here, and I'm here. Thank you for the opportunity to present.
So if we are awarded this grant, we're going to have to use some money up front because we're not going to get some immediately. And part of it we don't get till the very end. And that will be to buy the paint, pay the artist. I don't know when Momentum's invoice will be due. But so we're hoping that someone will make a motion to donate from the Sugar House Community Council. And I realize that amount may be unknown at this point. Honestly, I've not decided if I'm going to do a call for artists. I do have a great artist in mind already. He's already given me some drawings that very much fit the Fairmont Park vibe, but I want to do what's fair also. So that part's still up for discussion. Happy to entertain any ideas about that. Does anybody have any questions that they've not put in the chat?
Hey, Lori, this is Jason from Momentum. Could I chime in on a couple things?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just also launched the most recent one we just launched this last week in Eagle Mountain. You can look at that one on our Instagram. That one, the city actually approved the whole look and design of the dumpster, and it's mainly featuring animals that migrate through the Eagle Mountain area, which I thought was really cool. One thing that we are trying to do with the overall designs is focus on how recycling helps preserve Utah's natural beauty. And so with the fourth design that we did, it was a Utah Utes theme. And we realized very quickly that there was licensing, kind of branding issues there. And people didn't kind of get why we diverted from that. They were like, why all of a sudden doing Utes, not, BYU or whoever. And we realized that if we're going to kind of keep going forward with these designs, we want to, one, use, have the design connect why everybody lives here, why we love this area. And it's not because the Utes are here, even though you might be a big Utes fan, it's because we have the beautiful mountains right behind our home. And the second thing is that we want to use a local artist. Josh Schuerman, who Lori mentioned, did the first two dumpsters, but he was he was one who kind of inspired us to go forward with this idea that we should have an artist who lives in the community. So Bill Lewis did the one that's down in Eagle Mountain, and coincidentally, he lives there. He's lived there for about 5 or 6 years. So they love that too. And I think we have to find somebody who lives in Salt Lake City or around the Sugar House area. So from Momentum Recycling's perspective, just on the overall design, those are the kind of things that we're looking for. And if I would have to suggest anything, we probably want to use paint or even a laminate over the dumpster. The spray paint so far has been okay. I would say on one of our designs, I don't think the finish was as nice as it could have been. But I think if the council was going to do anything, maybe they kind of get the community involved and they have residents maybe like vote on the idea, or we have a certain kind of like opening time where then people could feel like they're kind of getting involved in it. And then they feel like they want to go to the park and see what they had some say on. And then they want to, take their family over there and what have you. So anyway, I just wanted to mention those couple of things.
Sure. And the artists that we're thinking about live in the Fairmont area.
Great.
Live or work in the Fairmont area. And yes, definitely designs that promote our beautiful area.
Great.
And I personally wanted it to be more local than Arches National Park. I mean, that is a very pretty dumpster, but I don't feel like it's super local. It's Utah.
Go ahead, Judy.
I was going to make a motion that we approve this idea
Okay,
and make the funds available.
okay.
And then I think I said the other day, we could maybe put something on our Facebook page where people, if they want to contribute to our portion of the costs, they can do that on our website.
That would be great.
I would second that motion.
All in favor? I don't see very many faces, but I'm pretty sure everybody's on board for this. And Jason, thanks for the text messages to put that can out. the night before. It's great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If there are any opposed, could you please turn your camera on and raise your hand? All right, seeing no opposition, it looks like the motion passes unanimously.
Thanks, Shane. Awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks,
next
everyone.
we'll go to Councilwoman Amy Fowler. Amy, you ready?
Yes, I am. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Good to see you all. It was nice to see everybody in person last month. I want to thank our chairperson and fearless leader, Landon, for putting things together that to support local businesses and also get us together in just a real social moment that I think we all needed. It's been far too long that we've been on WebEx, and while it is convenient, I do miss seeing everybody in person. So thank you, Landon, and the Sugar House Community Council Executive Board for putting all of that together for us. Some updates from me. Well, the summer months are a little slower for council, which I will say is kind of nice. We are, however, getting back into business next Tuesday. So we have another CIP discussion coming up on August 9th, next Tuesday. And then the final vote will be on August 16th. So as many of you know, and it's something that if you don't know, I want to hopefully provide information for. A lot of the discussion happens within our work session. And while there is no comment during the work session, that the back and forth and the discussion between council members generally happens during the work session. And we have tried very hard to create more public hearing meetings, which we try to do at least 2 now, especially with WebEx. For everything that needs a public hearing, we try to do 2, which in the past was only 1. And that is so that people can make sure that they've listened or participated within the work session and then given their voice. And then we kind of be able to make sure we're catching everybody in the time of Zoom and not knowing if we're going to be in person or virtual, that we have more space for people to participate. So I've received a lot of emails regarding some of our CIP and hopefully have answered some of those, not all. I know that we have the phase 2 of the Safe Streets. Dr. Woolsey and I have talked a little bit about that, and I hope, and I heard that and I apologize for not being able to attend, but that the open house went very well. So I think, and I got a thumbs up. So I think that we're on the right track there. And I don't know if we'll have the money for phase 2 right now, but as I talked with Dr. Woolsey, we will put, and we've done this in the past with different projects, put like a feather in it, right? We're going to put a pin and say, this is what's going to happen next year. And this has actually worked several times that I've been on the council. And so I know that there's some concern about funding phase 2. I don't want there to be concern about that. We have the support for if we apply next year for the CIP, I can't promise anything. Councils always change, but that there is support there. And as I explained to Dr. Woolsey while we were on the phone, is that we only have 3 years to spend CIP money. And I don't want us to fund something now when we're still getting in the first phase. Whereas if we keep the momentum going, which you are doing, then we will have the funding right at the right time to get the second phase going. That's my goal. That's what we've been working on within all of the departments. I know there's been some other delayed projects, unfortunately, and I'm working on figuring out why those projects have been delayed. One being the second phase of McClellan Trail, for example, or the 600 East traffic calming. Those have been delayed, and I know that. And I'm working on figuring out why. And a lot of things, as per the world these days, is marked up to, oh, the cost estimate went up because everything in the world has gone up. But to me, that seems like a little bit more of an excuse, and not an excuse. I don't want to like try to throw any of our departments under the bus. I love our departments. They do good work. But like, I think we need to like then figure out how to plan for that. And so that's one of the other things I'm working on, is making sure we're looking at that long term so that these projects don't kind of come to a stop, but that we actually keep the momentum going. So that's CIP right now. We also have the sales bond and the GEO bond, which I hopefully have some exciting news for. And I want you all to please tune in to our next 2 discussions at the city council meeting. I'm being a little vague about this because I don't want to jinx anything, but I think we have some plans for the tennis courts. So tune in. I'm excited about that. Again, I never want to say anything until we have all the votes, and anything can change. But I think that we've come up with some money there that I look forward to hopefully sharing on August 9th or 16th. Let's just say, I think we found some money to put forth towards our tennis courts at Sugar House and the Girls and Boys Club, which, as many of you know, is a huge priority for me. And I think most of us in this community that have seen tennis courts be sitting there dilapidated for the last 20 years-ish. So the GEO bond, excuse me, the GEO bond and the sales tax bond will be on discussion, also the 9th and the 16th. And trying to think of anything else that might be coming up. As a community event, we are in the process of planning a open free golf day at Forestdale Golf Course, where we would have clinics for people and kids in the morning, and then a free day, and try to have some community around Forestdale. I know that there is a lot of controversy with golf courses, and all of you know that I do golf, but I also know how important our open space is. And oftentimes we get the argument that it should just be a park, but as much as there may be controversy about the revenue regarding golf courses, they also create at least some revenue. And that does actually help create that open space. And it's open space that can be utilized by anyone, particularly in the winter when things are closed and we have snow. That we see people cross-country skiing, taking their dogs out, things like that. So just sort of, I really want to kind of introduce people to that open space and what it is. And so please look forward to a little community event. And not only that, but if you don't know, but Sugar House Country Club was the very first country club. So Forestdale, is the very first country club that was here in Utah, and has an amazing community space that Steve, right, who is the pro over there, is happy to rent out, have community events there. it really is a lovely space, and I think it's something that's very valuable within our community and that we can all hopefully use. And I want to kind of get that out there. So please look forward to a little community event at Forestdale. And I don't know if Laura's on here. You all know Laura. She's amazing and wonderful, but if I've forgotten anything, she'll remind me. And of course, I will take questions, but I think that's everything that I can think of as an update right now.
That's all that I had. So I think you're good.
Thanks, Laura.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's do a library update from Shri. Shri, you ready?
Yes, definitely. We have 10 more days until the end of our Super Summer Challenge. So we've been really busy. And if you guys have participated in it, then within the next 10 days, please bring in your checkers, get your prizes, and enter into the grand prize drawing. And just to give you an idea, we just got our door stats for the month of June, and we had 13,000 people for the month of June. So we are hopping. It's, the study rooms are always busy. We're always doing things. And I just heard that, fingers crossed, everything should be good to go for bringing back Book Baby and story time inside the library in September. So we're really excited to move forward with that because we've been hosting some events outside, and it's been really hot this summer, as many of you guys know. So we're really looking forward to bringing things back inside the library for the kids. So thanks, Landon.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we're gonna do some committee updates since we have a little bit of time. Judy, you wanna start? So anybody's welcome to come to our committee meetings. Judy can talk about when hers are. She runs the land use and zoning meeting. Go ahead, Judy. You have to unmute. 2 years into this.
I did it earlier and you heard me. Brendan must keep blocking me out. So there's a lot going on. The land use committees are usually the third Monday at 6 o'clock. Except if there's a holiday on the third Monday, and then they're on the second Monday. And so far, they're still all on Zoom, so it's convenient for anybody to come. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. It just seems kind of frantic. I'm sorry the Thriving in Place people couldn't come. They have a really interesting report which says that the Salt Lake City housing situation is the worst in the country. The worst. And they've only studied 30 other cities before they say that. So they have a lot of interesting things to say, and they'll be back in September. There's the city council, actually the planning commission had the moderate income housing plan, which is called Growing Salt Lake, implementation plan amendments on the agenda for July 27th, which was last week. We haven't seen it. It's not on our website. It's sort of on the down low, because what it is stuff the city has to get in place to get any housing money from the legislature ever again. So my website, my report is on the website, which is, you all know sugarhousecouncil.org. And at the top, there's a section for committees, and go to land use. And on the right, you'll see the land use reports. You can find the language from the legislature for that, well, all the stuff the city has to comply with. And that'll be going to the city council shortly, because it has to be done by, I think, by October 1st. Accessory dwelling unit updates, that's on the agenda this Wednesday, the 10th, actually next Wednesday, the 10th. And we haven't seen the language yet. Staff reports are usually out on Friday, and I will try to get that up on our website, because this is the first time. Actually, we made comments on the previous draft of the updates. And the staff took that into consideration, and now they've got another update. I'm not sure if it's gonna come out to community councils, or we're gonna have to tell the city council what we think of it. But we should pay attention. And then what they're calling the Sugar House Circulation Plan, which is what Lynn Jacobson has been talking to us about for a year or 2 years. The local link study is an extenuation of the Sugar House Circulation Plan that we did, I don't know, 2012 or something like that. And the reason for that is that I can't even think. Mill Creek, Holiday, and South Salt Lake have all said they want more convenient ways to get to Sugar House, and they want it to be along Highland Drive. So what this report really does is recommend that alignment, which is different than what the Sugar House Council voted for in 2012, when we voted to have the alignment go north and eventually connect to Foothill Drive. So it would go by the Sugar House Park. But Lynn says that this is not definitive. What they have to do is get things approved in steps. So they have to get this main plan approved in steps, then they'll work on the details. So we'll probably still see Lynn every other month for the next year as he continues to work through this. And I think for the next meeting of the Land Use Committee, which is going to be on Monday, the 15th. Right now, I don't think we have any new plans, but we want to talk about perhaps directional signs. A number of us have been talking about, a sign that as we're walking down the street, pretend you're a visitor and you don't know where you are, which way is Sugar House Park? It would be that kind of a sign that would be 6 feet tall and might have directions to 6 or 8 different things. And Lynn says he has money, he shows us signs, and then he says, but that money won't be left because he's already having cost overruns on what his study has cost. But a number of us have been talking about this. Someone might write a CIP grant to get some money. So it's just a conversation to just kind of brainstorm. Because if we could have signs of a matching color and look all throughout the Sugar House Business District, it helps with our placemaking. So I think it could be really cool. So that'll be on the 15th at 6 o'clock by Zoom. If you don't normally get my land use Zoom links, send me an email and I'll send it to you. That's all I have for now.
That's it, Judy? Dana, I don't know when Snellgrove's going to start. I'm not sure they know either. Maybe by the end of the year. Sally, do you want to do a post committee?
I don't have a lot to report, just that we continue to meet. We get upgrades from the Friends of Fairmont Park, updates from the Friends of Allen Park, and the Parley's Trail Board with ongoing projects and events and things that everyone is working on. I want to thank the Sugar House Community Council for supporting the arts project, the mural project for the glass recycling bin. I think that'll really be a nice asset for Fairmont Park, and then also be part of that rotating art displays, the way I like to think of it. And so thank you very much for that. And our next meeting will be Monday, August 8th. And it's possible, I'm still working on it, but it might be an in-person meeting instead of a Zoom meeting. So, but I'll let you know. Oh, and also we're always looking for more members. So anyone that's out there on this meeting tonight, if you're interested in being part of the Parks, Open Space and Trails Committee, please get in touch with myself or Landon. Thank you.
Hey, Yvonne, I can answer that question about Sugar House Park. So we asked the Sugar House Park Authority because George Sumner used to be on the Sugar House Park Authority for a long time. So he was kind of our go-between, but they're kind of short. So if anybody wants to join that crew, it's a volunteer thing as well. I know they're looking for people. So until they kind of fill out their board, they probably won't have someone here pretty regular or at all regularly. So let's go to Brandon.
And
Yeah.
then I forgot two things. I do want to announce that we did a large cleanup in the draw last week to cut back the brush. Salt Lake County came in with a big trailer and we probably had 10 volunteers there. And so if you haven't walked down through the Siegel Lilly Plaza and the draw and underneath, do that and take a look. We got a lot of work done. It looks really good. And then also Sarah put in the chat a note about Yappy Hour that's coming to Fairmont Park. So, Sarah, what's the date?
Yeah, hey, Landon said at the top of the hour, August 9th, 6 to 8 p.m. And bring
6 to
in
9,
10
right?
plastic bags. Oh, sorry, 9th, Tuesday the 9th.
6 to 9 p.m.
And we need more dog bags.
Ben, bring your dog bags. And Jared, I don't know about the old Midas building yet. We'll keep searching. Brandon and Erica, do you guys have an update?
Sure. And I would also encourage Derek and Dana to maybe jump on too, because they might have some updates about a pretty cool event happening in September. Erica, I don't know if there's certain stuff that you want to touch on, but I'll just touch real quick on the 1100 East stuff.
Hey, tell us who you are first.
Oh, my name's Brandon Hill. I'm co-chair of the Sugar House Chamber with Erica, who's also going to be here. We've been in communication with a number of businesses along the 1100 East and Highland Drive area regarding the construction that's about to happen next year. Just as a kind of heads up, the chamber's focus is probably going to be shifting towards supporting that area beginning next year. As you all know, we're volunteer staff, so we only have so many hours we can put in. But if you do know of a business along that corridor that maybe we're not in touch with, or that you'd like us to get in touch with, please send us their info or have them reach out to us so that we can start communicating information about the upcoming craziness that's about to happen.
Do we have Dana or Derek on?
Yeah, I'm on here.
me
My
too.
camera's not working though. I don't know why.
That's all right, Derek. We all know what you look like.
Yeah, Dana is kind of the ringleader of all this. I'm gonna let her take that away.
Well, as of right now, we are working on permitting for, hi, I'm Dana, everyone. And we're kind of working on our permitting to do an Oktoberfest event at the Neighborhood Hive in the parking lot on September 11th from 1 to 5. So as long as, if anybody can put in a good word at the city and the DABC to get us or the DABS, excuse me, to get our permits all approved, we'll have a great little event. Derek is gonna secure some vendors and some food vendors. We'll have some bands. I'm gonna work on beer and wine. So we'll have some of that, non-alcoholic beverages as well. So put that in your calendars and we'll be back with more updates as soon as we get our permits all approved and whatnot.
Awesome. We're gonna. Oh, Jeremy Chatterton wants to talk. Are you guys? Is that it for the chamber?
Can I throw in one more thing?
Yeah, please.
If there are any Sugar House businesses who would like to vend at the Oktoberfest, get in touch with Jennifer through the Neighborhood Hive's Instagram.
And go to the Neighborhood Hive just like every day to shop and get coffee and stuff. It's a great spot. And if you know any artists that might like to vend and or if any of you or your businesses would like to sponsor, Brandon can handle the sponsorships and Derek can handle any inquiries for vending. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. It'll be fun. Jared, go ahead.
Thanks, Landon. So everyone, I'm Jeremy Chatterton. I am on Sugar House Community Council, but I'm also the principal at Highland High School. Wanted to kind of just let you all know the school is actually starting on August 30th, so a little bit later than the fire department said. So just heads up for that. All our Salt Lake schools are starting on the 30th. This Saturday, 6 to 8, our Highland football team is hosting a luau right on the field on 21st South. If anyone is interested in going, I believe tickets are $20, or you can purchase a table. Contact the school and we can put you in contact with who you need to talk to. If you're interested in attending that, it should be a lot of fun. There'll be food, dinner provided, entertainment. They're going to have fire dancers and hula dancers and some other things going on. All the money goes directly to our football program. Also, if any of you are interested in advertising, any companies out there are interested in advertising on that fence on 21st South, please just contact the school and we can help you get that set up. We're always looking to put up local businesses to help advertise on there. And again, all that money goes directly to support the students of Highland High. Just to give you a little bit of information about what's going on at Highland, we are actually the fastest growing school in the district currently. We have the largest incoming freshman class this year compared to both East and West. We are going to be likely over about 2,000 students. So we're really excited about the growth that's happening. There is some recent conversations about looking into a potential rebuild of both Highland and West High, but that's very early in the preliminary stages. But that's just hopefully something we can maybe look forward to in the next few years. Our building does need some serious work on the inside.
And outside. Not just limited to the inside, you
too.
can do the outside too.
Yeah. But yeah, the other thing I would just say is some of the neighbors that we have that are right across the street from the school have come and emailed me, informed me that occasionally there are some incidents that are happening in our parking lots in the evenings. Unfortunately, I can't live at the school, so I usually come home about 7 o'clock. So I don't know what happens after it gets dark there. So if anyone is happening to drive by or sees anything going on, please inform the police department. We've asked them to do some more patrolling in the area, but just want to obviously make sure we're keeping that space safe and clean, and we're being good neighbors. So thank you. If any of you have questions for anything going on, either at Highland or in the district, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Thanks, Chair. And my kids think it's really weird that I know the principal so well since they both go to school there. So
The luau is Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
And there's an online raffle to help support these kids. The boundaries of Highland are huge, so it's a great school. So thanks for everybody coming tonight. We'll have Thriving in Place in September, along with a few other guests. As always, if you want to reach out to us and let us know if there's someone we can invite, we're happy to do it. But thanks for always attending. And have a good night.
Thank you, Lennon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And go Rams.
Yes.
Thanks.